Okay, thanks, Ron. Well, they're called drones, small remote-controlled copters often used to take video. Many companies are using the unmanned aircraft to make a buck, but very few are actually legal.
Yeah, now an Idaho company is one of the first in the country allowed to fly drones for profit. Eric Gonzalez explains why a Treasure Valley man was given an exemption to let his company soar.
It's an industry waiting to take off. Drones aren't just a hobby anymore. Many companies are waiting for clearance to make money using unmanned aircraft systems. One company, whose owner lives in Star, was given the go-ahead.
We can actually conduct flights over your farm from the soil preparation phase to the harvest phase. And during the course of that crop growth cycle, we can help find the stress points in the crop.
Advanced Aviation Solutions is the only agricultural business in the U.S. allowed by the FAA to fly drones commercially. The owner believes the drone ag industry, combined with cutting-edge technology, will be a multi-billion-dollar business over the next 15 years.
There's a lot of science behind this, too. This is not just put a camera on an airplane and go out and fly around.
And cotton's been grown around here since, before the Civil War.
Brandon Moore is a farmer in Toney, Alabama. He hires dozens of workers to survey his crops. They're checking for water, bug, weed, and soil problems.
Using some of the unmanned aircraft would allow us to almost have real-time information. We would be able to cover large acreages in just a fraction of the time with a fraction of the people that it takes.
But Moore isn't legally allowed to use drones for his business. The government's only allowing 24 companies to fly them, and nearly all of them are movie production businesses. Advanced Aviation Solutions is the only company allowed to fly over ag land. AAS got the gig in part because of the owner's expertise in the cockpit.
All of our guys are former military pilots, former commercial pilots, air traffic controllers. We've been in aviation for all of our lives.
Edgar flew the F-117 stealth fighter in combat. He also manned drones for the Air Force, sitting at a command center in California while his aircraft was zoning in on targets in Afghanistan and Iraq. After a 6 to 9 month application process with the FAA, he's now in business. Snagging one of those exemptions is nearly impossible. So far, the FAA has been giving exemptions, but with strict rules. For example, a business that has a drone pilot has to have at least a private pilot certificate and a medical certificate. And also, you have to have a separate observer besides the pilot to be always watching where the drone is going.
To have some hoops to go through is a good thing, but on the other hand, to require that is completely unnecessary when, any 18-year-old can just go down to the local hobby shop, purchase one and go fly it, and be up and flying in the next hour or so.
Moore says while his farm could save a lot of money on drones, a pilot's license would be a costly investment. For the FAA, it's not just whether you can fly a drone, but more about safe operations in national airspace.
But we are out there to do it the right way, because we also know as manned pilots, the last thing I could ever say to somebody is that I'm sorry that someone was hurt or killed because an unmanned vehicle hit a manned vehicle.
Eric Gonzalez, KBOI News.